Welcome back, everyone, to your podcast, our podcast, the Popular Side Podcast. Typically, I'll say, as usual, we have Yinka Yusuf, but today that will be a lie, right? Because today we have our first episode with virtual guests. And Gilbert has been here before, live in the studio, but this is his first time joining us as a virtual guest. Gilbert Grant, welcome back. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me again.
And then we have another guest, Mr. Tolu, aka Chairman, aka Goatee, aka the biggest Man U fan that ever fanned in the history of fandom. Welcome, Tolu. How are you?
Well, great to be here. Great to be here. Finally, we get to take our banter global and viral.
And as usual, that's Mr. Yinka Yusuf. What's up, Yinka?
Good afternoon, my brothers and sisters. How are we doing?
Okay, we'll see how much of a brother Goatee is to you today.
No. So maybe Akin, you should talk a bit about, we've known each other for how many years now?
Many years.
Many years.
Yes.
30 something years or thereabouts?
30 something years. Yeah. 35 for three of us, 34 for Goatee. And I'm Akin and Akin. So we all went to school together. We've known each other since 91/92. We've argued all these things in person many, many times since we were wee lads. And now we are old men who have nothing better to do than to gather together on a Saturday and do this. Having said all that, we have a long agenda in front of us, so I think we should just get right into it. So this is a special episode, obviously, and not just because we have special guests, which we do, but also because this is our end of season EPL wrap up special, right? I don't know if you can see from Tolu's jersey, he's a Man U fan. You cannot see from Gilbert's jersey, but he's a Chelsea fan. Yinka obviously is an Arsenal fan. Akin's an Arsenal fan, but we try to get two other people on today to represent the Manchester City perspective. They could not make it. The Liverpool perspective, they could not make it. So Yinka, I'm assigning Man City to you, and I will take on Liverpool.
Why would I want to do that?
Yinka, that's what you're going to do. So we're going to move on.
That's
what you're going to do. Yeah, because you hate Pep.
Throw them under the bus.
Because you hate Pep.
Throw them under the bus. But
because you hate Pep. All right. So thank you, everybody. Let's do it. All right. So first question. Okay. Let's look at the season that was, right? So I'm going to go around the horn. I'm going to have you all rate your club's season, right? So, and this is how we're going to do it. On a scale of 1 to 10, you're going to rate your club season, and then you're going to give us one word to describe your club season. And I'm going to start with a Man U fan. So, Tolu, scale of 1 to 10, how did Man U do? And give us one word to describe the season that you just had.
Well, realistically, honestly, I'm going to give them a 7. Our target was top 5. Yeah, top 5. And I think we just about made it. So I'll give them a 7. Yes, it was very, very haphazard all season. From the first part of the season till January, and then January when we finally saw the light. So it's been topsy-turvy, but I think most of us are just happy enough just to get showing in the Champions League next season. So honestly, 7 out of 10 for me. 7 out of 10.
And one word to describe. One word.
Haphazard.
Haphazard. Okay. All right. Gilbert, Chelsea. You have to unmute.
You're going to save the best for last one.
Oh.
So rating first, Abby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rating first, then one word. Yeah.
Honestly, 4.5.
four and a half. Okay.
Yeah, 4.5. 4.5 is optimistic.
Okay. And then how would you describe it in one word?
One word. Chaotic.
I don't think anyone would disagree.
Listen, we had it all. Listen, everyone knows the whole Maresca thing, but, we had a team, everybody was beefing us early last season, and then the boys gelled, and they started winning and couldn't stop winning, did even the world champions, even though Yinka likes to hate that they're the world champion is world champion. It's on paper, it's written.
It's still world champion.
And then all of a sudden, clearly the guy has ambition. He goes to tell about how he wants to go. And then you let egos get in the way and keep him. Now let him finish his job, use that five and now go and bring Grazinia. Grazinia looks like my nephew, my nephew is lovely to bits, but very geeky, that guy. Like, how is this guy going to... Anyway, leave Chelsea, honestly. That's why I went to Brazil for a reason. That's where my heart is now for World Cup.
Yeah, you're wearing a Brazil jersey instead of a Chelsea jersey. This is crazy.
It's World Cup season, man. Let's enjoy it.
What a time to be alive. Okay, Yinka, you're pulling double duty today. You're gonna give us a rating and a word for Man City, and then you're gonna talk about Arsenal.
Okay, so for City, in terms of rating, I'll say a 7 out of 10. Yeah. I'm actually shocked Tolu went that high for United, but we'll talk about that later, right? Okay. So for me, it's a 7. It's a 7 for City, and one word to describe their season is I had a couple. First, it was decline. First, it was erosion, but I'm gonna say doubt, right? Doubt in the sense that now that Pep is gone, even while Pep was around, the whole 115 situation. Now that Pep is gone. I don't think City is as, what's the word now? I don't think they're as comfortable. I don't think they're as certain as they used to be in the past. Yeah. Pep is a pivotal, factor on how City has functioned over the years. I kind of believe that they might struggle after he's gone. But in terms of rating, yes, 7. And in terms of the word to explain this season, I'll say doubt. Which is also buttressed by the fact that in January they went to buy 2 of the best, players outside of the top 6.
That really bothers you. You've been talking about that every episode for like 10 episodes now.
It does.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
So
later.
that would be for City. Yeah.
Okay. Now Arsenal.
So Arsenal, I'll give Arsenal season an 8.5 out of 10. And we can explain when you talk about yours, then we'll go into detailed explanation. So it's 8.5 for me. And in terms of the one word to describe Arsenal's season, I think it will probably be vindication. Yeah. I think Arsenal has been vindicated for the 22 years of banter and mockery. I think Arteta has been vindicated, right, for people mocking his tactics, people mocking his decisions, Raya over Ramsdale, doing all those light bulb, all those, crazy tactics in the dressing room. So I think altogether, club, coach, players, I think vindication is the proper word to reflect what the season has been for Arsenal.
Okay. I would do Liverpool. Again, the Liverpool, our number one fan, our self-appointed, self-proclaimed number one fan is a Liverpool fan, but he didn't show up when we invited him. Shame. But we're going to move on. All right. So for me, Liverpool has to be no more than a 5 for me. Just awful. And my word would be collapse. You win last year. It doesn't matter how you won. I think it was mostly Salah. Doesn't matter how you won, but and then you just fall flat on your face the following season. That's a shame. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I don't need to do Arsenal again. You already did it. Unless, Yinka, you want me to? I mean, I could do my own too, but that would be double Arsenal. We don't need to do that. We have enough Arsenal. Okay, so now that we've heard everyone's ratings and one-word descriptions, I'm going to throw it open. I know Yinka can't wait to go, but you're not going first. So we'll have our guests. We'll have our guests go first.
Let him go first, actually. No, let him go for it. Let him go for it.
Go ahead.
Or Gilbert, if you heard anything that didn't make sense to you, jump
See, you can't sit down well now. Let him go for it. Let him go for it. Because you know me too. I'm secretly wanting him to go for
okay,
who I know is going for.
Yinka, you go. That's fine.
So Tolu, you mentioned that your rating for your club is a 7. Yeah.
Yes, I did. And it's a good 7.
Okay, just to reconfirm. So before I throw jabs at you, I wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
I can.
Okay.
So
this is
so if you compare your 7.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead, Tolu.
Okay, so this is it for me. Okay, we finished 15th last season. There was no hope in hell. The best I actually predicted for Manchester United was probably 7th or 8th. So trust me, we made top 5. That is a 7. Whichever way you want to look at it. I personally didn't give us a chance in hell, and it was already showing till mid-season. But lucky as luck we show for us, whatever happened. We eventually finished a strong 3rd. We didn't struggle for it. So for me, just for that reason alone, it's a 7.
I don't hate it, Yinka. Yinka, go for it. Sounds good to me.
Okay, so Tolu, here's my challenge, and that's where I struggle a bit. Yeah, it is you, this same you, that historically you've said that it's all about winning stuff. Yeah. So from what I hear right now, you're telling me the only thing you won is you won the UCL spot, and by winning the UCL spot, you're giving yourself 7/10 for a United team. And I'm not even comparing to last year. You guys keep saying glory, glory United. You're the big United. You can't play 40 games a season, right? Finish 3rd and come here and be wagging your tail that, we are 7/10. It's insane, man. It is insane. So if you had won a trophy, what would you have given yourself? A 10 or a 12?
I would have given us an 11/10.
Come on,
you
man.
need to understand where I'm coming from. No, look, I was the most pessimistic about Manchester United. This is the first time I'm going to Chelsea, by the way. So you need to understand where I am coming from. And for me, it's quite simple. You understand? I wasn't watching our games. I was so pissed off. I was just doing follow-ups, and then at some point, I was like, okay, look, this Amorim, what is really? You got some of the players you wanted. They came in. We started pressing. We started keeping possession, which was one of the best things I've seen in Manchester United in the last 10 years, possibly. And then, of course, results weren't really going our way. Of course, there was the back and forth. And then all of a sudden, Carey comes in, which, by the way, for everybody that wanted to listen to me, I made it categorically clear that I wasn't in support of bringing Carey in. Please, if you are letting Amorim go, bring in another manager. And Carey came in. I don't know what he told the boys, but gradually, yes, with a lot of help from Liverpool and Chelsea anyway, if you ask me, we got there. And based just on that, because I am genuinely surprised. I did not expect it. I still don't expect it. You will notice that my banter is just the hate banter for you as Phoenix, as I usually call you guys. But apart from that, trust me, it's a good place to be. Chelsea will pay anything to be where we are right now. So what are you talking about? A good, very strong.
Which one consign us now? Only straight bullets, but press your own 7 now. So
to buttress your point, right? He's saying that he's closer. Tolu is saying that he's closer to City and Arsenal in terms of rating.
He didn't say
That's
that.
what he said. 7, 8 out of 5.
No. Expectations is the thief of joy. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Akin, for protecting my point. Expectation. Trust me, for 15 last year, I didn't expect anything. Our whole front line was brand new. What are we talking about? Brand new. We bought a kid that apparently Arsenal had been looking at for a while, and please.
Okay. So, Yinka, if I may, when they came 15th, your neighbors in North London came 16th. Right? This year, your neighbors came 17th. Right? So, to tell me that two teams finished 15th and 16th last year, 15th went up to 3rd, 16th dropped down to 17th, and that first team cannot celebrate. I mean, if you want chop elephant, you go chop and small small. Now, you know if you chop everything all at once. So they can't go from
progress,
15 to champion.
I don't understand. It's progress. It's progress.
Come on, you can't.
I'm not saying it's not progress, guys, right? But it's a 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10.
He didn't take your 8 now, Yinka. He didn't take your 8.5 now. Leave this man now.
I'm just being objective. I'm just being objective. Gilly, you say I hit honest for you at a 4.5. I'm okay with your 4.5.
No,
but you're closer to, you guys are closer. City United is closer to Chelsea in terms of rating. How can he go all the way to 7?
You can't. They're not absolute ratings. They're not absolute ratings.
Now.
It's how is the fan? What do you call them again? The fan community feeling at the end of the season.
You are the one that has defined that, and I'm just critiquing it, right? Okay. So if you put it that it's a fan perspective, that means I can go Arsenal is a 10 out of 10, but that's not what I thought.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Yes.
But we didn't I'll come in. Trophy. I tire.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I would have come in with that one. No, I'm saying if you had said 10 out of 10, I'd have come in with that one. Like this rule.
Exactly.
But I was waiting.
I can't do.
To be honest,
I can't.
When Gotti said 7, that's why I said go for him. But he makes a valid point. Gotti had zero expectation. They've overachieved as far as he's concerned. To be honest, I thought Amorim was. So if he feels that breath of fresh air and he's optimistic and his last few, let's say like we're saying earlier, January to thingy offline is what it is, then now the man now they will probably bring him down soon with all these coaches, all these Spanish boys I'm seeing for next season. Don't worry.
okay, so that's my countdown before you continue, okay?
Okay.
So just to buttress my point, okay, I still don't have that optimism for this new season we're going into.
Okay.
Especially based on what is going on this summer. That is the reality. But I'm just trying to tell you from where we are coming from. Trust me, it was a pleasant surprise, whichever way you look at it. You
don't mind this Gotti,
for the first time, I watched some games and I was skipping all over the place. That is the reality.
Gotti's trying
whether
to
you like my ratings or not, no. And then hear me out. If you give an Arsenal an 8.5, you give a Man City 8. What is wrong with giving the third team a 7?
Agreed.
Agreed.
But the point I was going to say is
absolutely F all.
They're still on podium. They're on podium. 1, 2, 3. They will try to put them there. The point I was saying with this Gotti is that this Gotti is trying to do this whole, I have zero expectation even next season. So if they now do well, they can say, they did better than we expected. Gotti, shut up, man.
Okay. Just to finish the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why I still the expectation share again, because personally I am still not comfortable. First thing first. So
you did a great job.
Whatever dream you think. Okay. You've done a great job. I don't know how to do a great job but I saw the intention. Okay. Look at some of the eyebrow rising moments. Sure, you get people like Casemiro, last minute, that kind of stuff. We're not going to get that next season. We don't even know who is coming. We've gotten Ederson from the grapevine. Okay, we're looking at Fernandes. Our top 3 midfield targets, with no traction on any of them till now.
It's June 6th, but okay.
Yeah, it's June 6th. I wanted to say, we've not even been to the World Cup now. Exactly. People normally announce
handwriting on the wall. And as you rightly pointed out, the reality is we're not going to be doing 40 games this season.
That's true.
Do we have the squad? No. So the reality is, if I'm going to sit down here and start talking about optimism, trust me, I'm just fooling myself. But it's a very pleasant surprise that I'll finish a very strong third. Please, emphasis on very strong third.
What is strong third or weak third? I don't understand.
Nobody can catch us up.
Okay. we have to move on. We have to move on, but I'm going to wrap this segment quickly, right? Yinka, how do I put this? Yeah, your logic doesn't make sense. This is what I mean, right? This is what I mean, right? This is what I mean. By your logic, of Bournemouth, what would they give themselves? Right? What would Brentford give themselves? Mid-table team that overachieved a little bit. They didn't win anything. They didn't come in expecting to win anything. Go on.
Time out. You are telling me that United, that started off the season probably looking to win, right? They ended up third, and you're telling me
we're not looking to win.
So if you ask any United fan,
yeah, go on.
See, by the time you start the season, guys, calm down now. By the time we start, at the beginning of the season, if you are looking at clubs that are saying we have a shot at the EPL, right? You're telling me United fans are not one of them.
We don't care about
we're not one of them at the end of last season.
Crazy. Nobody with a brain.
Right now.
Nobody with a brain.
We're talking about fans right now. You just said is the fans' expectation that let you allow him to say 7. So I'm going back to the fans. So you're telling me a typical United fan is not expecting them to win the league?
From 15.
No. You can't say the same from Brentford or a Bournemouth.
Zero. No, I don't. No, 15. Listen. Forget that it's a big club, right? Forget that it's a big club. Let's be realistic here, right? There's certain big clubs that know what they're going to. Look at the neighbors you were talking about, Tots. You think Tots, despite the fact that they're a big club, thought they were going to be in champs next season? Of course not. Do you understand? No. So the truth is, people got to be realistic at the bane of it all. Amorim was shite. Amorim's results did not give anybody any hope in the world. If you even said people like Chelsea were winning towards the end and thought maybe there's a ray of light and then we then collapsed, fine, I'll take that one. But honestly,
before the season, Gilly, did you think Amorim was shite? That's my point. When they got Shesko, when they got Mbuemo, when they got Cunha, they were dancing all over the place that we're going to win the EPL.
No. Great buys. Great buys don't just win a league like that. Now, let's be honest now. You don't because I bought 2-3 good, decent players. Cunha was a very good player, right? But Cunha, let's be honest, I didn't wake up thinking Cunha was going to score more goals than Haaland now. Let's be frank here now. I didn't wake up thinking because Mbuemo.
I'm saying you are being realistic. I'm talking about him, Tolu, and his ilk, and the rest of the United fans. They started off last season saying they were going to win stuff. Even as at January, guys, when the uptick started, what changed? These guys came on board and said they're in the shot for the EPL. Akin, you can't tell me you can't remember this. They came and said they're in the shot, they were going to win the EPL. Yes or no?
I don't know. I mean, not anyone. Hello,
gentlemen. Let me come in at this point, okay? Nobody. I don't know what kind of Manchester United fans you are talking with. Nobody had that kind of expectation. Number one, from day one, Amorim was shouting all over the place. I don't have a midfielder. I don't have this. I don't have that. Look, what did they even really settle? We even got a kid as our top striker with no backup. So there's nobody that realistically sit down and tell you that we expected to win the league. Come on. When we had an Arsenal, we had a Man City that had 2 very good players in each position. It's not possible.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
Okay. Fair point.
Yeah. So for me, if you had anybody around you actually telling you that, no, Man U is going to win the league, we're only playing 1 game a week, even all my friends that told me that thing, I said, look, guys, shut up. It's not going to happen. We're going to be sure about our goal.
But there were some of your friends.
No!
But there were some of your friends that told you that.
I hope your friends are not in this company because honestly, I don't
want they're not.
And they're United fans.
But even if you remember, even at the beginning of the season, we discussed it. Even we didn't even have a keeper. Samuel Lamens came in. Why didn't we sure about the kid? So there's any Manchester United fan that sat down and told you that, no, with there's hope, there was no. Trust me.
So don't worry, you have Banana next season. He's coming back.
No, we don't need him.
Technically, yes. Technically. Okay, so the big story of the season, right? Arsenal won for the first time in 22 years. Okay? So I want a non-Arsenal fan, I'm going to go to you, Gilbert, to tell us, do you see this as Arsenal is back? Or do you see it as a one-off Leicester won 2015, 2016, and then they got relegated or whatever. But do you now see Arsenal sitting at that top table with City, Liverpool? Analyze.
All right, Frank, are you saying Arsenal is back in the sense that back to back you expect them to win? Or are you saying
2 out of the next 4,
because
2 or 3 out of the next 5? Yeah.
To be honest, they've been in and around it for the last few seasons now, so it's not a one-off. Let's not BS ourselves here. The team's built, the team's strong, the spine is good. The only thing that can really cock you up is which is what I hope they would do. If I'm a Jose Mourinho, I go to Real Madrid, I'll come and steal like your defenders, or I'll come and they will chop that team a bit, right?
They won't go.
Then in which case, you don't leave sentiments. So if I come to you and I say, Brazilian boy, come and take 130 million and go to Real Madrid, you see that in Arsenal. Ask Henry, ask everybody else that left. They will walk. So do I think Arsenal has it? 100%. They're a great 100%. Team. They're strong. They know exactly what they're doing. But like every season, do they have what it takes? Can they do this 1-0 to the Arsenal? That used to be the old 90s mantra and keep it up for as long as they can. I don't know. I think teams will source them out a bit better next season. But again, that's the job of a coach now, to come up with something again and wrap it in the hat and then, prove that he's the guy. To be fair, I respect the dude. The dude won ugly, but I don't care how you win. I'm a sports person. I just win. As long as you don't cheat. Just win.
I thought it was beautiful.
So, I respect it. I actually respect it because it was the total opposite of that whole London soft thing, Everywhere, there's always, those Londoners are soft. So they go north and see some real Jack boys. And then all of a sudden, the Londoners are the ones bullying you guys all over the pitch. It's like, okay.
No, that's
so
true.
I respect it, dude. I respect it.
Rainy night in Stoke.
That was always the debate, but this one was really nice. Emirates, you don't want to be there.
No, well said.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna give Tolu a chance to answer the same question. 1-up for Arsenal, new norm. As a Man United fan, are you worried?
Oh, bro. I'm not worried, but the reality is that I don't think it's a one-off. They worked hard for it. You could see the progression. Okay. I have to be honest about some things. As hurtful as it is to admit, you could see the progression over the last 2, 3, 4 years. Yeah, just 1 or 2 issues, and gradually he was getting there. And of course, when you look at going into next season, what are we talking about? Man City, they've lost their edge as far as I'm concerned. Pep is gone. Trust me, they are going to have that period where they need to adjust. Of course, Chelsea, great guy, Xabi Alonso. That's the person I was rooting for as far as I was concerned for Manchester United. I know you wouldn't have come, but I would have wanted him to come. But of course, we know with people like him, it's a slow process. It's not just come, Mourinho effect, and then get something done. So the reality is, who is really competing? As I said, I still say it right now, I still don't totally have faith in Manchester United till now. Maybe come the 31st of August, we can have this conversation again. But for now, trust me, I'm just there in one corner with my arms folded. So thinking about it, what does Arsenal need to move forward? 1 or 2 guys, and trust me, they're going to be unbeaten. We saw it even in the Champions League. Nobody could beat them, whether we like it or not. Yes, depends. I never like talking about pens. Yeah, everybody knows when it comes to pens, I'm just like, it can go it can go here or there. So the reality is, I'm not going to call it a fluke because it wasn't a fluke. If it was a fluke, they should have won last season. When, as far as I'm concerned, Liverpool's win was a fluke. As far as I'm concerned, and a slot came from nowhere. I tell my son, he's a Liverpool fan. I tell him, look, that guy just doesn't have. He's a Ten Hag 2.0 as far as I'm concerned. So he was lucky last season. Nobody stepped up. But trust me, Arsenal have done it this season. What do you think can go wrong next season? Yes, people have started finding them out, but trust me, I think they will come up with something. Add 1 or 2 players here and there, tweak 1 or 2 things. Trust me, and then look at the competition. Are they really ready? I don't think so. Don't forget, the World Cup is going to take its toll. Some players might come back tired, some might come back with injuries. So unpredictable. So trust me, the bigger the squad. Now, this is where, in my own argument, teams like Chelsea can come up. they have a huge squad of babies, in my own opinion, anyway. But the reality is, trust me, if the setup is done well, they might be the ones smiling next year. That is the reality. So for me, it wasn't a fluke. Arsenal have been doing seconds for a while. Let us be honest. If not because of the ingenuity of Pep, they probably would have taken 1 or 2 in the last 4 years. So I have to give it to them, unfortunately, but it's what it is.
Okay, so I'm gonna need shorter answers from all of you, so we can get through this agenda.
So from Tolu, what do you want from all of you? Let's call it what it is now.
I'm gonna be jumping in. I'm moving the conversation forward. But thank you. And Tolu set us up nicely with the Man City comment, right? So because Yinka is our resident Man City fan, I'm gonna need a short answer from him. This past season, did we see signs of Man City showing decline? This past season that we just saw.
Yes, I think there were signs of decline. If I say this again, you say I'm sounding like a broken record. Yeah,
because you hate
January transfers. January transfers last season and this season, especially the one last season, was a bit desperate to me, right? Because look at all the long list of people they bought January last season, not the season that just ended. You had Kusanov, you had Nico Gonzalez, they bought like 3 or 4 players, but who eventually became instrumental? Kusanov barely played last season until later on this season when the defenders got injured, right? And in January, you could see the desperation. They could have gotten Gehi on the free, this summer, right? But decided to pay up for Crystal Palace and get him on and put him on a high salary just to get him on board. Yeah. Rodri is not getting better. Yeah, they have some young players, but are those young players getting better? Doku, yes. Doku towards the end of the season, Doku got a bit better. Nico O'Reilly had a fantastic season. But other than that, if you look at that team, are you saying next year, if they leave the team the way it is, they're going to get better? Foden is on the decline. We don't even know whether Haaland will stay at City. We hear Madrid. Everybody's playing politics with Haaland at Madrid. Oh, we'll buy him or we'll bring him in if we're president and all that kind of stuff. And the number one reason, Pep leaving, that's a significant one. If y'all, as you guys say, that Pep is the number one reason why City are who they are, yeah, then we'll see what will happen. Yeah, I expect Pep leaving will affect them significantly, and I actually think they might struggle next season. Akin.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody wants to jump in, but no. Okay, I
think Maresca is super underrated. I don't have nobody asked me any questions in terms of whether it was Pep that nominated. I know they the room. Do you understand? But I can probably tip my hat that it was probably Pep that said, get that boy as his replacement. Because guys, they won't go down, no. As long as they maintain the team. Marouche, Semenyo, Doku, Haaland, guy, don't worry, trust me. They'll be there again. As long as he keeps the team, though.
So I can quick pivot.
Yeah.
Very, very quick pivot. So Gilbert, to your point, if Maresca comes in and City stay at that level, does that now affect the way we all perceive or look at Pep as if is this grandiose?
No, I hear what you're trying to say, but it doesn't. I'll tell you why. You see, people build teams. That's part of the whole ethos of being a great coach, right? And we could all argue that what Arne Slot used to win that season before wasn't built by him, right? If anything, when he tried to tweak it, anytime when he tried to tweak it is when the shit went down, right?
Yeah.
So the ship went down because he tried to put it too much of a spin too early, or maybe it should have been a bit more, in management, a bit easier on the touches, fix small. You understand? So if Maresca comes, Maresca is still a prodigy of the same Arteta. They're all prodigies of Pep. Let's be frank here, right, guys? So at the end of the day, the ethos hasn't changed. It's just your own spin, if that makes any sense. And that team was built by Pep. So he's just there to fan it and then obviously start to create his own as time and put his own stamp on it as time goes on. So yeah, it won't take anything away from Pep in my view. It would just be,
fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point. Akin.
Okay. So, we've talked about Arsenal, we've talked about City. As the resident Liverpool representative, I'm going to start off the next question. So the question is, was Liverpool's regression temporary or structural? I think someone actually mentioned before, I think it was Tolu, you said last year's win was a fluke. I agree. And I think it's a little more nuanced and complicated than that, right? Klopp definitely bought the players before he left, right? And then new guy comes in, switches a few things last season, deployed, grabbing back in a certain way, all of that stuff. But that's not why they won. I think a lot of us got it wrong. Why they won is Salah had one of the greatest forward runs in EPL history. Yinka and I always joke that football started in 1992, right? The way some of these people talk about the advent of the EPL. But since football started in 1992, I don't think we've seen too many greater seasons than what Salah had last season, right? Forget how we dropped off this season, right? But I told Yinka last episode that for me, that last season was all I needed for whenever you're talking to the all-time great, you talk about the all-time greats, I don't want to hear anybody's name for that right side. It's Salah. And if it wasn't Salah before, after last season, it was Salah. Like, he just went, it was the reason they won. So whatever structural problems they have now, they had it before. Van Dijk was, unfit, old. He is now, he was there. Konate, unreliable, is now, was there. The only difference was, if Saka is a great right forward, Salah was twice as good as Saka last year. If whoever put anybody else there, Salah was twice as good as them. And there was no way you could stop him. Assist, goal, everything. So for me, I think that's why they won. Going forward, we talked about this last week. They spent a lot of money on players that haven't worked. I don't blame players for getting injured. Isak did not injure himself. But even a healthy Isak, in my opinion, they overpaid. Even a healthy Isak, they overpaid, right? He's not Haaland, and it's not even Mo Salah, but we're gonna leave that alone. Wirtz is the problem. It has not worked out. Why it hasn't worked out, I don't know. But we know it hasn't worked out. Can it work out under the new guy? And then talk about the new guy for 2 seconds. Iraola at Bournemouth, what is the expectation? If you come 8th, we go throw parade, right? And now you're going to Liverpool, where they fire people the season after, 12 months after winning, EPL that they didn't win for 30 years. Now they think they win it every year when they went 30 years without winning. But they fired this guy after 12. So my thing is, he's still kind of youngish. He's roughly the same age as Alonso and Arteta. They all grew up together. So I'm like, he's good, but he's never had expectations. So all of a sudden, we just assume he's going to go in and be Pep. He's going to go in and be Mourinho. I don't know. Does he have the personality? So that is my analysis of Liverpool. I'll open it up to whoever wants to follow up on Liverpool.
So, very quick one, Aki. I agree with everything you've said, except for saying why they won is a fluke, right? You're saying they won because
it was Salah.
Exactly, it was Salah. So exactly, it's Salah, and Salah is part of the club. So yes, they rightfully won it. Yeah. And number 2 is, I think everybody's expectations across the league, almost everybody, will have changed a bit. If you see the nature of the coaches that people hired this season, it will suggest to me that they are probably giving them maybe a 2 or 3 year window to actually get to the level.
You will be wrong with Liverpool, but keep going. They want to win right away. So keep going.
So, guys,
Gilbert, go ahead.
No, I was on the same distance. that Iriola and the whole sacking, let's get it right. They sacked this dude because he lost the dressing room. There was too much off the pitch that they were dealing with as a club that they just felt, listen, sorry, you're not the guy. Because it takes that dual personality to be able to manage the dressing room and the whole fan base or whatever administration. And you said something about bringing a guy from 8th and then bringing it here. I think you can only do what you can do with the resources that are provided now. So when you step up, the idea is the resources that are now being given are more, right? So the expectation obviously is more. You get this greatest for me goalkeeper in Man U's history for, Michael will kill anybody that says that, but Van der Sar. Van der Sar came from Fulham where he was collecting 13 shots in a game. If you concede 3, they'll say, this guy. To a place where he's probably get protection that he only sees 3 shots and he can save all 3. Do you understand? So again, I think Riola is top. And I think you do.
I think so too. But I'm saying, remember, so again, it's one of those, why didn't they go for Alonso? Because they rejected Alonso. They said, Iraola and Alonso have the same age, right? So they knew the channel. They knew what was going on. Liverpool were not
100.
Why would they not?
Even I don't, honestly, no one, I don't know, any of you don't have any back office to this, you can never know what happened there. Something must have been, because listen, even the non-Liverpool fan was waiting for the Liverpool appointments of Alonso. I take him every day of the week. I think the dude knows football, so I'm happy.
I agree.
Right?
So Gilly, my perspective on this is they were not certain they were going to fire Slot until Salah threw that bomb on his way out. Right, and they realized that I'm serious, and they realized that this dressing room, this guy does not own this dressing room anymore. This guy does not have the respect of the players anymore. And at that point, it was too late to now go to Xabi because Xabi had moved on. I don't think they skipped on Alonso. They did not intend to fire Slot. That's my honest thought, frankly.
I think they were going to fire Slot, but honestly, I don't understand the Alonso one, and I agree with you, Yinka. I don't think anybody can explain that one logically. But I honestly, listen, the jury was out 6 months ago, and the dude had still just won. But it'd have been crazy to fire someone who had just won the league halfway through the next season, right? But it was clear and I don't think the Liverpool administration can be that weak that they did not see that this guy had lost it yonks ago, right? So, I think that guy was going to go. And it takes time to get these things going. Don't forget, Riola too had to tell them that he's going to leave, and they're probably been chatting with him for a while. It just didn't happen overnight. So why they let Alonso go?
Two things. They let him hire a new assistant days before he got fired. So that's why I think they were not planning to make a move. That's why I think Yinka's point.
Okay, I didn't have that knowledge, to be fair.
Yeah,
I didn't have that information
from his old club, right? From
but that could be wickedness. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. No, let us say wickedness. I don't mean it like that. There's certain information. You guys I won't cuss you out here. There's certain information that gets triggered at different stages of the institution, right? Sure, you know that the club decision could be at the very, very top. I say club, whatever the guys say, at the very, very top
slot,
right? Yeah, and a slot's decision could have been just maybe 2 people at the very top that said, when this thing is over, we've already made our move. Let everybody, middle management, everybody be hiring, be firing, be doing whatever you are doing there. When it's time, maybe it's all of you that are going. I hope that's it. If not, that one is real. You don't just wake up and say, what did we do? No, everybody pay.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
On this issue, my own 2 kobo, sure you get. I think I am with YY and Aki on this. I think some things happened in the last couple of days, and he just had to go. I think that's the reality, because there were no statements, nothing. Even the real, we were looking at him. From what I heard, we were looking at him. But my problem with Iraola, I love his football. So don't get me wrong. I love his football. But he looks like one of those kind of coaches that takes time. You will need a season or two to adapt, to adjust. The reality, and Gilbert, that's why I just need you to understand. All these things we are talking about, nobody's looking at giving anybody 2 or 3 seasons anymore. That is the reality.
Sad.
That is the reality. So I don't know. Arteta was very lucky that Arsenal just stuck with him, because I don't see any of the top teams doing that. None. So the argument now
Arsenal didn't do it with Emery.
No.
They didn't do it with
No,
Emery.
no.
They fired Emery.
Okay, look at Emery, for instance. I think me and Akin talked about it then, and I was like, Akin, why the hell did you guys let Emery go? We all know that. We know what he's capable of doing. He's a good coach.
So, time out, Tolu. Guys, Emery sacking was because he lost the dressing room. It's the same as Slot. He lost the dressing room.
Simple.
Right?
That's
it's as simple as that. The reason why Arteta is still in charge till today is because when it was time for him to put his foot down, the other player sided with him against the player. They didn't go with Aubameyang. They went with the coach.
To all the players that could have opposed him.
Simple.
God bless you. So I think that is the confusing point here. And also to your point, Gilbert, and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I'm tilting towards you guys now. Iraola was given a 2-year contract.
Hopefully with an option.
I don't know, but he was given a 2-year contract.
Exactly. So they're not too sure. If you ask, in my own opinion, because my son told
it will seem they're not too sure about him. Yeah,
guys, it's not Chelsea. They're not going to be dishing out. Let's be honest. You
threw shots at yourself. So go ahead.
I listen. Before I saw you coming, don't even try it. I know where you will come. Let me just put my hand up and say, this is new. See, the truth is, right? They know what they're getting, and the truth about football is that yes, the patience is not as it used to be, but it's a progression. Everybody has a vision. Every team, every ownership will say, okay, this is the vision. This is where we see ourselves. How are we going to do it? What are we going to spend? How are you going to build? It's like building a private equity portfolio. Now you say, okay, like Chelsea now, we want all the small boys that have high potential, high yield, and we mix it up with 1 or 2 these things, and then we watch it over a period of time. That will have his own vision and how he has sold it and how long. It's when it starts to deviate. That's when the owners will look at you and say, that's where problem comes. It's not really the fans. And then if the fans now start acting up as if you could even be following the right progression and they say we don't like it, then that's a different problem entirely again. Do you understand? But in as much as everything works, trust me, only one team can win every season, guys. And that's a fact. So at the end of the day, they just want to know that is this team in the direction? Is it going? Is it progressive? Is it declining? Then they'll make a decision. So if you're and they see that maybe they like the football, fast paced, kind of club style, club will never have been sacked, even if he never won. Let's be frank here. Ever. If that guy kept playing that same football and he didn't win and they were coming second, they would never sack him. Because the fans loved it, the high intensity, and that's just what you're selling. That's the end of the day. And are they buying it? If the fans behind there are buying it, guy, you have job.
Well said. All right. So, I want everyone to remember, Iraola did finish the season at Bournemouth. Was it 17 unbeaten?
I think it was 17 unbeaten.
Pretty much almost half the season unbeaten. Since they lost to Arsenal in January, they didn't lose again. That is crazy. That is just crazy. I mean, they drew with City, they beat Arsenal. They beat a bunch of people. It's crazy, and and this was after they lost Semenyo. They went on this unbeaten run. So clearly, this guy can coach. So again, the situation is, does he even have better players at Liverpool than he did at Bournemouth? But I don't want to open that discussion right now. But I think it's a legitimate question. Like, Junior Krupi will walk into that Liverpool team. But we're going to move on.
Progress.
We've talked way too much about Man U, so I need this to be very short. But the next question...
We can skip Man U, actually.
No, but let's skip Man U. Man U actually...
Skip.
What do you mean by that?
Skip
Man U, please.
No. I'll give Goti the chance to give us a 1 or 2 word, maximum 1 sentence response. are Man U back. That's it. Don't give me
They are not back.
season.
They are not back, but there's progress.
Thank you, Goti. Moving on. Gilbert, are Man U back?
Nah.
Okay. Yinka?
I'll have to go with the experts in the house now. So I'll go with Tolu.
So Yinka and I have talked about this ad nauseum over the past several episodes. I like Carrick. You know, I know people want more, but sometimes you have to know where you are. For where they are is exactly what they need. He coaches like he played. He was a fantastic player. He gets sense. He could cover every blade of grass, and he never tried to do more than what he could physically do. You know? So that's who you are right now. You know, that's who you are. There will be the occasional cup. At some point, they'll learn how to win again. They'll win the occasional cup. They're not winning the league in the next 3 years. That's the reality. So if you say, are they back to doing what? You know, back to a real club.
You are going to be happy with Carrick now because you know that for the next 20 years, if Carrick is there, Man U is no competition.
So simple. This is just me being honest, right? When I answer all these questions, I always look at, if that was my club, what would I think? Yinka knows this. I'm way harder on the people I love. I'm way harder on the people. There's nobody I criticize more than Arsenal. There's nobody I criticize more than Arsene Wenger. When everybody was at Wenger, I'm like, no. So again, if this was Arsenal, exactly where they were, Carrick is the person I would want. Don't go chasing waterfalls. This is who
I actually agree. I think, by the way, just to step in, I think Carrick has done a phenomenal job, by the way. I think Carrick isn't the problem when I said when you said, are they back? For me, it's, and Tolu alluded to this, is the buys. You need at least three to four serious buys there before you know that they're willing to come. No, 6 is too much now. Seriously, just the same little.
I will say 8. If you ask me.
Because that's no overhauling now. It's not that bad now.
You know, you can't keep playing Casemiro. But anyway,
Casemiro is gone. Casemiro is gone. And looking at the window, they're bringing a Jason from Atlanta, and they're probably talking to Fernandes from West Ham, right? So here's my point. Maybe we should define what back is. Back does not mean that you are coming to win stuff.
Contender.
Right. So if that's what but if you're looking at it, that are they now relevant in the scheme of, you know, I can say I see them. I don't see them coming 15th again, Akin. I don't see them being 10th again. But they will be relevant. They will be in top 5, top 6. They will challenge for stuff and things like that. That's the way I see it. But the season, and we'll talk about transfers shortly, Akin. It's signing, or a couple of signings can tilt everything for any of these clubs. Especially United. But anyway, progress.
Well, just to chip this in, when you say are they back, the reason I'm saying a flat no as far as I'm concerned, I don't even think we have the money for the overhaul. See what happened last summer. We were promised heaven and earth. 3 players came in and that was it. You understand? They even struggled. It was because we were in a hopeless situation. That's why they even bought Senny Lamens. We weren't going to buy a goalkeeper. They were going to find a way around Bayinda and what was that criminal's name from Cameroon? You know, so the reality is they need, like now, we don't have a midfielder. As far as I'm concerned, only Kobe Menu. And if you ask me my own opinion, I'd rather not talk too much about it. So, first things first, 3 midfielders, 4 midfielders need to come in. We need a striker. Of course, Sesko is down, no backup. We need a right back, we need a left back, whether you like it or not. We need a centre back, and we need a backup keeper. So, look at the number. I'm saying 8. If up to the barest minimum is 6, and then we need 8. If 6 people don't come in this summer, trust me, we're going back to square one. That is my own take on it.
Okay, we're going to do the last one of these post-mortems, right? So, the question says, why does Chelsea still feel directionless despite spending? I will start. Okay? So, for me, Gilbert, I like that you talked about Maresca, because last week you kind of actually talked about Maresca. I think he's a really good coach. I know that when my team was about to face his teams, I did not feel comfortable. Right? He has that pep thing where he works hard. It studies everything. It does the job. You know what I mean? It doesn't just go and say, oh yeah, you guys just go and play. No, it is like a modern coach, right?
Yep.
And then, but he's also been a head coach before coming to you guys. It was U21, Leicester, and then came to you guys, right? So for me, I'm like, for someone who is youngish, smart, whatever, he had some experience, whatever, right? Why you fire him, that one is your own problem. I think your problem, me just setting you up now, is you have the club being run by baseball guys, American baseball guys, and they want to turn everything into American baseball farm system. And it's just too much player trading, right? And when they trade the players, they make money off these players, but the replacements are really not better than the ones they sold. Discuss.
Okay. I don't know. Let's dissect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Leave Bowie and Co. Because sometimes I think football is on the pitch, leave all that, who they choose to buy, sell. At the end of the day, come the start of the season, they'll pick a squad. Coach will pick, he can't pick 50, even if he bought 50. He will still pick his own 23, whatever squad, and he'll move on, or is it 30, whatever they want to do, they've expanded. But he now has the array of what he's going to use for the season, right? When last season started, I was super optimistic. Despite all the banter about Chelsea's buying everybody, else going to raise ball in front of Stamford Bridge, they'll buy you. Do you understand? The truth is, but it worked. Leave finances. The team looked like a proper team. Do you understand? This young Brazilian boy that got injured looked phenomenal on that right wing. Our Brighton Brazilian, I don't even know how that guy makes the World Cup, looked phenomenal at the when he came on at the, World Club Cup. So, is there a lot to work with? 100%. What simply happened, in my opinion, it's just ego. You had a guy who disclosed to his owners that he was speaking to Man City, and it was part of his clause. And the dude, for whatever reason, has his own sentimental, which is why I was saying even with you guys that everybody has where their own heart is now. It's a job at the end of the day. Let's not get it twisted, right? And he was doing a decent one. I felt you should have let this guy finish. You then you went to haphazard, you now chop and change, you now brought Rosinia, and you saw the whole thing capitulate. And that's inevitable because that's the players telling you that Oga's gonna mess up. That's the only way players know how to talk on the pitch. So the truth is, let's not get it twisted though. Alonso comes in, those same players that you think were replaced, let's be honest, was that our guy that went to go and collect bench in Bayern? Would I prefer
Jackson?
Nicola Jackson.
Jackson was a worker. I liked him for hard work, but come on, every Chelsea fan knew that Jackson was only going to score if you let it hit his knee and enter.
Gilbert, this guy played for Senegal against the US this past week. He skied one ball,
Here's what I was saying. So it was improvement. That's the whole point of the discussion. So guys, let's be frank here. Am I optimistic about Chelsea? 100. Still am, by the way. Did I watch it capitulate? Yes, but there was nothing we could all do about it. Nobody had any decision, any say in that one. Have you ever heard of modern day coach that left his payouts and walk away? Have you seen it before?
Rosinho did
tell
that.
You the guy was. Forget Rosinho. Rosinho. There's difference. Maresca is the only guy that's done that. That's the point I'm trying to get at. Understand that this dude that was board level is just reflected on the team.
Okay. All right.
If you look at the team, the core of the team, young, I kept telling you, I give you an example. I say it's like a private equity portfolio. All those boys, there's immense potential ahead of them. All of them. Yes, in my own view, could you do one or two good stock to back it? Yes. But again, where am I even going to put those one or two great stock if I'm being brutally honest? I don't know too many gaps. Of course, I would love a Seaman offer. And then you tell me close shop and let's see what we can do. If our our boy that didn't make it, so you know me and names, I'm terrible. The English sensation that didn't make it to World Cup, that was phenomenal last season. Palmer. If Palmer had done what Palmer did 2 seasons ago, we wouldn't be having this discussion, guys.
I would agree.
Do you get? So the
I would
point
agree.
is, leave Chelsea shy. But I didn't want to talk about Chelsea anyway. Because cancel. Let's move to another thing. I'm not
Okay. All right.
Walk up.
Okay. So we're gonna do something slightly different. So we've had season awards. The player of the season has not been voted on yet, so we're gonna leave that to the side. You all saw the Football Writers Award, that's already done. But there's a Premier League team of the season that we're going to critique, right? So everyone on screen has seen it. For those watching, let me just tell you who it is real quick. Raya in goal. Right back is Yuri and Timber from Arsenal. Centre backs are Gabriel and Saliba from Arsenal. Don't hate the players, hate the game. Left back is Nico O'Reilly. That's his name, right? It's Nico, right? The kid from Man City. Okay, he's something. It's
I believe so.
Okay.
Shaw O'Reilly.
Holding mid is Declan Rice from Arsenal. The two attacking mids, Szoboszlai from Liverpool, Bruno Fernandes from Man City. And the front line is Semenyo, Igor Thiago, Haaland through the middle. All right. So anyone has any issues with that list? Who was left off? Who doesn't deserve to be there? Start with Tolu. Tolu, anybody that you don't like?
I was telling Yinka that, well, I think for me, it's pretty much balanced. I won't argue too much about it. For me, I think it's only Thiago. Now, I don't know. So like this team of the year now, in what context are these positions? Is it positions are just looking for somewhere to put people in? You understand?
4-3-3.
4-3-3 now.
Yeah.
Okay, 4-3-3.
4-3-3.
Okay, so if it's the 4-3-3, I think if you ask me, I think I'm satisfied with this. I can't argue too much.
Okay.
I think Timber, I can throw Timber out and find a much more better right back. I think there were a couple of guys I think were better.
As it is, Timber is out of that list. Come on, guys.
I think Timber is out of that list, but the others, I really can't argue. I really can't argue.
But you can't replace him with a hypothetical person. You have to replace him with a real human. So don't tell me there's someone out there. Tell me who you replace him with.
Of course, they know. You know who they are going to replace.
Wait now. Let them replace first. Let them replace first. Tell me.
Yeah, Gilbert, show your hand now.
I'll shock you. You know what? I'll shock you, right?
Now,
as far as
I'm concerned, I will put Rhys James in that position. It's fine.
Are we talking Rhys James? So let's break it up.
Rhys.
I was talking
Rhys James.
Rhys played like 2 games all season.
Rhys played, no. Rhys even half
he played a couple
of
of games.
season playing centre mid, right? So it won't even work.
Anyway.
Let me tell you who I think his team had a shit season, but he was phenomenal. Poro. Tots. I even watched this dude play live one game. Poro was phenomenal. Forget the Tottenham, forget whatever you want to say. I'm talking of a right back that bombed and held his position. Nobody was beating him, and every time he was on that flank taking on everybody. Timber, you even benched Timber yourself in the final. What are you guys on about?
Because he hadn't played in 11 games.
I bet you for that story. You're good enough. You think anybody is good enough the coach will be having this? The day your leg, if Ronaldo fits his own, let me just tell you, there are some people the day their leg can even walk. Once the coach says, once the physio says he's good, he's good. Let's push it. In fact, the people tell you he's good. They say the physio said no. They say bring him, let him start. The truth is, Timber shouldn't be on that list. Yeah, that what's that guy's name? The Brent guy shouldn't be on that list. Yeah, it's not like because he didn't score goals. Do you get what I mean? We're talking about you're not the one guy for centre forward. Shikena. That's Haaland's position, right?
Don't put him somewhere else if it's not.
Don't try and shock him by force. So you have Semenyo. We all know Semenyo did it for Bournemouth and did it for City. So take your own wing, whether it's right or left. I think he plays on the right, sometimes on left. He shifts.
Yeah, that's
then
true.
You now have to tell me which other winger.
There were no great.
I know.
Right wings.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's why we're shocking this guy here, and I'm saying for me, nah. No, don't get me wrong.
Because they moved Turkey. Turkey played in the hole. So, but sorry, Yinka has some.
Yinka made a point when he says, "Give me someone." Honestly, in that one, I don't know. But I know it's not that
Okay.
nigga. Sorry, forgive me.
Okay, so I get this 4-3-3 stuff, and we're trying to fit people, square peg, round hole, and all this kind of stuff, right? So for me, I'll critique what Gilly said first, right? Porro has no business. Porro is not even the best right back at Spurs. There's a Jet Spence. A better season than Porro at Spurs. You can ask Spurs guys. This is not me.
Spence wasn't a right back now. It's right
He
back
played right
talking
back.
about here.
He played right back.
Spurs played both right and left back. Right? When his name was injured, this Nigerian boy that is Italian, Udogi. That's his name, right?
No, it wasn't injured. They benched him, guys. Let's call it.
Okay, fair point. But I'm saying, if you talk to the Spurs people, right, they would say Spence had a better season than Porro. So how can you then bring Porro here, Gilbert?
Porro was fit. Trust me when I tell you this. Porro, as in, you're talking of, forget fantasy football, forget points that I'm trying to rack up and be doing this thing. I'm saying, watch a footballer play football. That's what it is for me. If you tell me that I watched this dude, and I'll tell you why. It's a bias, but I'll tell you why. I watched one game he played live, and he was on the flank where I was. So you couldn't have, no, I don't mean one. I'm telling you how it came about. And because of that, I made a point of now watching him. You know how it is. It now becomes like a player camp for you, where every game now you're now focusing on that player. And I'm telling you, right, I watched that dude play almost every game. And I kept following Spurs, not because I like Spurs, because I was waiting to see if they would go down. But the point is, it now started fascinating me how I couldn't get over the fact that this guy was just, let's wait till Spurs fans talk about this. I don't want to, because I have a few very close friends that are Spurs fans. But the point is, let that guy come to a team like yours. You know what I'm saying? That's the point.
So Gilbert, yes, Porro is a good player, right? But we're talking about last season. He was nowhere near Yuri and Timber. And I'm not saying this. If you had said this about any other person, I would say, okay, I agree. Yuri and Timber was arguably Arsenal's best player, right?
Before he got injured.
Yes. You don't even Arsenal fans. That's how you play that young boy too.
Gilbert,
I'm tired.
Gilbert, they're not going to let down. So let's just move on. There's no point.
No. That's point one.
Timber with no caliber. You know, get this thing.
That's point one. Point two is this. Dominic Szoboszlai, I can argue, should not be on this team.
He's only there for free kick. You know that now. But you know, he's not free kick.
No.
Liverpool's best player the whole season, in my opinion.
I hear you, Gilbert, right? And the fact that at the beginning of the season, they deployed him at right back, and he held his own.
Yes.
Yeah. So I get all of that. I get all of that. But the reason why City had a resurgence this season, the second half, was Ryan Cherky. Cherky has to be on this list. So I will flip this team into a 4-2-4 kind of situation where Cherky's on the right. Thiago, hold on now. Calm down. Thiago and Haaland will be the two-pronged attackers, right? And Semenyo on the left. But Cherky, but even if you want to flip it and still say, we'll keep it this way, I am replacing Szoboszlai with Cherky. Cherky was phenomenal. Cherky had a better footballing season, right? In terms
towards the end of the season, as far as I'm concerned.
That's what I say. It's two halves. It's two halves, Yinka. Honestly, I agree. Again, you know what I said? I love footballers, not football in itself sometimes. Yes. When I saw Cherky touch ball the first time, I said, I remember there was a season Zola won player of the season. And they said this guy didn't even start that season. And they said, did you watch him play? You go and see what the guy was doing with football, then you understand. So I hear you, but unfortunately the data for the whole season doesn't back it. But will I pick him if it was me? Not for fantasy again, just because that's a natural footballer that I would love to have in my team, 100%. So I agree in terms of footballing.
I will take out Szoboszlai though. I think I'm fine with the rest of the team.
I will have to push back on Szoboszlai. So I think because of the way Liverpool finished, you're underrating what he did at the beginning of the season. Not just when he went to right back. As in, you and I were arguing that who is more athletic between Rice and Szoboszlai. These two guys, I think it might be Rice by a little bit, but these two guys are two of the most athletic midfielders in the EPL. I don't want to say in world football. Meaning, if they start in the front like this and you're running, they'll chase you down into your own goal. You know, they cover every blade of grass. I keep saying glass. I don't know why. For some reason, Liverpool's season imploded, but it wasn't because of this guy. Okay. McAllister, pretty much, he just quit on the pitch, right? Left this guy alone, grab him back. All the stuff he did, you know, in their championship winning season, it did nothing. So this was a one-man midfield for Liverpool. Defense was suspect, you know, all of that. So I think you might be underestimating what he did a little bit. I'm fine with taking Thiago out. I think it was Gilbert that said it. If you're a center forward and someone else was better than you, we don't need to shoehorn you into the team. You know, I'm sorry. There's only one center forward spot, you know, and your 19 goals, 8 of it was penalty. You know, I mean, it came out of nowhere. It's the truth.
You can't do that. You can't do that because the two things that you've done, right? If we go by you know the first half of the season, then I can argue Bruno Fernandes has no business here. If you go by penalties, taking out penalties, I can argue that Bruno shouldn't be here. I will put Cherki ahead of Bruno here.
Okay,
you see what I'm saying?
And you can, it won't. But I'm saying all these teams play 4-3-3. We can try and say 4-2-1. Everybody plays 4-3-3 in 2026.
No problem.
And Thiago never played on the right. Never played on the left. He played through the middle.
Thank you, Akin.
Fine. So if that's the case,
I'm giving him assist.
If that's the case, yes, you can take him out. If that's the case, I agree. If you're saying we're sticking, we're strictly
don't
going
have
by
to, but
4-3-3. Yeah. But in a season, your first season, not really first season, but it was injured last season. But your first season, and you banging 21 goals, I don't care.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
You have to give it to him.
But you don't have to reward him with team of the season.
That's what we are saying. Simple. I would like buy him in Chelsea right now. It's better than my own current striker. Yes. But the point I'm saying is that he was still second to one guy.
He's not he's like goalkeeper. Yinka is like goalkeeper.
Exactly.
It's like goalkeeper
Not everybody plays 4-3-3. So
you're getting academic.
No.
I will say this again. Not everybody plays 4-3-3, right?
Okay.
So you're saying I have 3 strikers or 3 forward players, 3 midfielders, 4 defenders. That's the way I'm looking at this stuff.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
If you're saying who are the top 3 forward players, front line in the EPL, you can't remove this guy. You cannot.
I think you can get away with this because there was no great right-sided forward play this season.
Semenyo, it was a winger, and he's there as a winger. He's not there as a centre forward. This guy is there as a winger acting. We are saying, Oga, you are not a winger.
No. So Gilbert, I hear you, but I am challenging that paradigm. I'm challenging what you're saying.
I understand.
I'm challenging what you're saying. I just look at it as forward line, right? The list is largely, the list is largely okay. Yeah, it's largely okay. I'm not really mad at it. It's fine.
Yinka, you know what I'm mad at, Yinka? The disrespect of Yuri and Timber. Right? So number one. I'll take 30 seconds to talk about this, then we'll move on. Defensively, in my opinion, there is no better right back in the league. Again, I try not to say in world football. In the league, there is no better right back.
Akin, you said defensively. Defensively, there's none. Hakimi beats him offensively, and overall, Hakimi is better.
In the EPL.
No, I'm telling you, defensively, in the world, today, I think is the best right back.
Okay, but for Gilbert and Tolu, now, when this guy was coming in, what they told us was, look, it's not gonna do the overlap as well as even Ben White, who is just an average right back, right? That, it would take a while. But what we ended up seeing was when he went out, we're like, he was doing a lot. That overlap thing is not his natural thing, but he did it. And then he scored goals. Yinka, didn't he score like 5 goals? Or did I make that up?
He had 3 goals and 5 assists also.
Okay.
But he scored goals.
So, but it's obvious Gilbert doesn't watch us as much as we watch us, which is fine. So we're going to move on.
If you didn't win the league, would Timber be in that list? No.
Absolutely.
He will still be the best, yes.
He will still be the best.
Gentlemen, you know what, Gilbert, you just hold your gunpowder, okay? I took him out of my own list too. To be honest, I haven't watched him as much, and don't forget, he was out for a part of the season. So let's just let sleeping dogs lie. I'll just go through some stats. Not bad. And for the eye test, I will never forget that first game against Manchester United, the opening of the season. He was monstrous in that game against us. So if I'm going to sit down here and start critiquing him, I don't think I should. I just chose, or I wanted to put Reece James in that position because of what I've seen over time. So realistically, I've looked at the stats now. It's not bad. As you said, Akin, there are not too many right backs in the Premiership now that are really, really
that played well. No,
yeah, there are not too many. You know, I was trying to look at this Newcastle kid. What's his name? Is it what's that Newcastle guy?
The old one?
The old
Trippier? No. Kieran Trippier?
Yeah, Kieran Trippier. He had some. No, but he showed up every day. He showed up. Yeah, he had some good games. That's the reality. He had some good games. So it's not like every day. Then
he's competing with Kyle Walker. He's competing with Kyle Walker, oldest right back.
So that's the problem. Then why I said Thiago too can go. So I understand you. 4-3-3. When we're looking at it, basically, Thiago is fine. I'm not going to argue about that. His 21 goals were tremendous this season. But I'm looking at someone like Semenyo. He's actually a winger and then brings a lot to the table. That's what I was looking at. So, but as I said, I can't complain too much about this team. I won't lie to you. I think it's pretty much okay.
All right. So let's move on quickly. Yinka, give us the manager of the season, signing of the season, flop of the season. And then we can discuss.
Okay, so for me, manager of the season, I will go with Mikel Arteta. Yeah.
Okay. Shock him.
I'll go with Mikel Arteta. Yeah. Because I think a lot of people kind of underappreciate what he's done. A lot of people say the Arsenal players, apart from the defense offensively, right? We don't have, as you can see, we don't have anybody on this list. Right, so that means if Arsenal have scored the second highest number of goals in the season, it can only be one thing: coaching. Yeah, it's one or the other. You can't eat your cake and have it. You can't say Arsenal players are horrible and yet they're scoring goals, and at the same time say the coach is horrible. Then what do you want? You have to pick one. So for me, I think Mikel Arteta, and the fact that we won the league, Mikel Arteta, manager of the season. Signing of the season, right? I will go with Granit Xhaka at Sunderland. Yeah. A lot of people. Why are you saying this dude? You don't like this guy, and you keep saying it every time.
You can't help yourself,
right? But he's one of the reasons why Sunderland had the season they had, and when they started messing up, it coincided with when he was injured. Yeah, Sunderland eventually made European football for the first time in like how many years? I can't even remember. Right, so he's not a flashy player, but proper leader. Helped the team, young team. It was the adult in the room, and kind of calmed them down. I think that was the perfect signing. So Xhaka will be my signing of the season. And flop of the season, any other person on this group, if you pick any other player other than Florian Wirtz, I would just smack all of you out of this group completely. That's what I would do. I will smack you guys off this group. Right?
Oh,
there is no question. It's Florian Wirtz. Is it his fault? Okay. We can argue, but it's Florian is the flop of the season by a mile.
Okay. That's my list. I will go last. Let's go Tolu, then Gilbert. Tolu, go.
Okay, for me it's pretty simple. Senne Lammens is the signing of the season as far as I'm concerned. When you look at impact, and he actually got the award. So I think I will stay with that. Of course, Yinka, I agree with you, Wirtz. If my son watches this and I don't mention Wirtz as the flop of the season, he will personally kill me. So I agree with you on that. But for me, that's it. And then, of course, I won't lie to you. It's very painful for me to say, but team manager of the season is Arteta. I don't think I can argue too much with that. So I'm trying to be realistic here. It's everything is in my head now. Look, shut up and put something out there. Okay. Manager Arteta, signing of season Sonny Lamens, Manchester United goalkeeper, and flop of season Florian Wirtz. That's it for me.
Gilbert.
Honestly, is that flop of season one that I'm debating in my head? I actually like the Xhaka one. I didn't think about it, but when you said it, I mean, but Xhaka kind of did all he could do, and yeah, actually, Xhaka. Let's leave Xhaka. That's cool.
They made Europe.
Yeah, and then listen, this is Sunderland. This is never in their wildest dreams if we think that would happen. And then they actually looked the part. You know, they were solid and they were Xhaka-like. You understand? So there's only so much influence you can put your own stamp again on something. So to be honest, I didn't think about it when he said it. I was like, okay, that's a good one. But after, so let me tell you the thing that I have with that Liverpool dude is that when I actually watched him play, he wasn't bad. So okay, forget flop because of everybody's putting everything on your head. You understand? But on the pitch, dude wasn't bad. Like, I would see him do nice, things, and then maybe they don't finish it, or, maybe last. But he wasn't like a flop. Like, he wasn't shite. Do you understand? I think they kind of used him as the fall guy for a very bad season. Do you understand? Because honestly, you said injury for our striker from the Swiss boy. From Newcastle.
Isaac was
the few playing time Isaac go. He was more shy than Wirtz. So let me be honest with you. It looked as if it does seeming that cliche of how a team decides to play through a certain player determines if that player is good or not. Just
that's
so it's clear that the way they were playing was just not working for this dude at all. It's like you really need to overhaul the whole philosophy if you're going to use that sort of a striker. And for me, I think we're too harsh on the young man because he put, okay, it wasn't that bad.
Gilbert, I agree with you.
It's not terrible.
Isaac was the flop. How much of you wrote Isaac?
I'm telling you, I said that.
Time out.
Because I still
I won't give him my own.
Time out. So I can give yours, and I'll come back to you, Gilbert, on what you said. I can give yours.
So for me, manager of the season is Iraola. I'm sorry. Like, you're not supposed to win 17 in a row. You're just not supposed to do it. And when you do it, you're not supposed to do it at Bournemouth. You're not supposed to do it after you lose your best player.
Akin, they didn't win 17 in a row, by the way.
Sorry. They went 17. Yeah. Okay.
They went 17 unbeaten.
Thank you for correcting.
They probably won like 10 or 11 in that 17, but go ahead.
Yes, but you have no power over your calendar. You navigated everything well. These people, their stadium sits less than 11,000 people. That's like Tolu's living room over there. It's ridiculous, right? That is the tiniest stadium in the division. This is not a big club, right? So, and again, expectations, that's the thief of joy. What were they expected to do at the beginning? They were not expected to go half the season unbeaten. So for me, that is the manager of the season. I love Arteta, but he should have won the EPL before this, but we're not going to do all that. So, so for me, Iraola is the manager of the season. Oh God, this signing of the season is doing my head in because I think Yinka just loves Xhaka too much. I love Xhaka too much, but
say your own. Stop talking about my own. Say your own, my friend.
It's Xhaka. It's Xhaka. He changed an entire club. It's just it's true. No, it's true. I thought about it. It changed an entire club, and he was the reason. They have a great manager as well. People should watch out for him. They have some good young players, but those guys had no confidence. They didn't think they could do it. Xhaka was who made them believe they could do it. That Broby guy up top, there's something there, right? But I think Xhaka is the most impactful signing of the season for sure. It's like a coach.
Okay, Yinka, I know you want to say something now. Say again.
I haven't finished with flop now. I haven't done flop now. Let me finish flop. Yinka, this one is not even close. It's not Florian Wirtz. It's his teammate, Isaac. And I don't blame players for getting injured. But again, you go back to expectations. Wirtz is a younger guy who they sold for or bought for at maybe 100 million too much, right? I don't know if that was some kind of money laundering. Who knows? But he's in a new country at a much bigger club. It's a big step up for him, right? And he at least showed up and played. It was bad, but you can make the argument that coach played him. Is he a winger? Is he a number 10 in a system without a 10? Whatever. But I remember what they were telling us this time last year. One, you go on strike at Newcastle. I'm sorry. You can't go on strike, get the transfer you wanted, and then not show up. Okay? You're not changing position. They brought you in to do exactly what you were doing for the last 4 years. People were trying to tell us it was better than Holland. So I remember what people said. It was the reason they said Liverpool was going to win the league running away. It wasn't Florian Wirtz. Nobody said, they're going to win because of Wirtz. Nobody said they're going to win because of Szoboszlai. And then the kid, Ekitike, comes in. I was like, easy work. It's just walking into the net with the ball. So we know the system works. We know he faded. We know the system works. We know Wirtz can get the ball to Ekitike, who just started playing ball yesterday. So, but when you came in, they couldn't find you. So I'm sorry. That is the flop of the season. And I don't blame players for getting injured. Tolu? Yinka, sorry.
So Tolu, before you go, Akin, your argument stops at I can't blame players for getting injured. Just stop. Okay. Just stop at that point.
Okay, go on.
You can't be a flop if you did not play.
But
that's my point.
I gave you other things. The strike.
No. So Akin, it ends there. You cannot be a flop if you did not play.
But according to Gilbert, once you got on the field.
Hold on. I can relatively say, I know he played some games, but he didn't play as much, right? Wirtz, on the other hand, played a lot of games. And you will see Wirtz in Liverpool is a cat. Wirtz for Germany is a lion. And you're telling me he's not the flop of the season. How does that work?
Expectations,
They paid almost £120 million for Florian Wirtz. Yeah?
Expectations.
And I get the expectation bit, but Isak did not play.
He played. Don't say Isak did not play. Say he did not play as many games. But when he
played, he was injured.
Was he shy? No, he wasn't injured when he was on the pitch now. When he was on the pitch, was he playing well or was he a flop on the pitch? That's the point we're saying.
Let me Gilbert, hold on. Let's get this right. He forced his way out of Newcastle. He didn't have a preseason. Arguably the third game or fourth game he played for Liverpool, he got injured. And he's been in and out of the injury room for almost the whole season. You cannot, if you're looking at flop of the season, I don't even think he's a candidate. If he was fine and he had this, he wasn't injured and he had this season, I won't argue with you guys. But Akin, you yourself, you said it. You cannot blame a player for the injuries that he had. He was injured.
He played
so can I
right now, and he was looking like a baller for Switzerland.
Okay, so please can I say something? As far as I'm concerned, look, you need to be. Let us call it what it is. Okay, sure you get. Flop is a flop. Sure you get. They paid almost 150 million for that guy. The guy is show, do shit. I don't care whether he was shot in the leg. Look, when you say flop, it's the expectation. Liverpool fans are shouting all over the place. We've gotten this guy. Of course, we can talk about the way he left Newcastle and all that. And then he gets there. He played the first 4 games. Nothing to write home about. He goes injured. He comes back. Nothing to write home about. That is terrible. You spend £150 million. You expect some good. We complain about Messi Mount.
You guys are being about Messi Mount,
for instance. No. I was going to the emotional part.
So hold on. Isak started 8 games for Liverpool this season, right? Yes. And he still scores 3 goals and he had 1 assist. 8 out of 30. How many games did Liverpool play this season?
Okay, 40%.
That's my point. If you only played 8, what are we talking about?
No. He didn't say he played 8. You say he started.
He played 16.
Thank you.
He played 14.
He played 14. 14-3. What kind of stats?
No, but that's my
14-3. Yinka 3 14.
You can this is my problem, man.
Hold on. Hold on. So if Viet that you're talking about, check the same stats for Viet, please.
But Viet's not a striker now. Viet is not a striker.
I'm just trying
Viet's
to.
job is to play football and make the team look like they are ticking. The truth about Liverpool was, even when Liverpool weren't winning and they were looking at this thing, when they were playing football, they were actually playing football. Oh. That's why I was trying to explain to you that when you watch Viet play on the pitch, he wasn't actually like ballooning balls and looking as if he didn't missing players.
No, Gilbert, he was bad. It was bad.
No,
Akin, last week I told you
your
this.
boy was the one that was bad.
I watched Viet play Germany friendly match. I told you this guy looked like the prime cam. But when he gets to Liverpool, he played 33 games.
Let me do
33 games, 5 goals, 3 assists. What are we talking about?
You can see timeout. He's not a striker. That guy no find your boy. They throw away pass your guy. They go the wrong direction. That was the problem with VS now. VS was used to playing with people that know where the ball is.
I don't think Isak has enough for you to consider. I get it was bad, but I can't really call him a flop if you really didn't get going.
No,
I don't think so.
Okay, so you can
get going.
The same time, I'm going to use the same time now.
Tolu, go on.
Let us understand some things, okay? Sure, you get it. When we're talking about best player or flop, sure, you get is impact or non-impact.
Yes.
Simple. I don't care what the reason is. Like when I was going to bring up this show of why you guys not going for Lenny Simons, he was even recognized, as far as I'm concerned, by Barclays, that he was transformed season. Now, this is the issue. Granit Xhaka, the eye test is fantastic. Great guy, transformed the shitting.
Lemans was young player of the season, Tolu.
No. They also gave him signing of the season.
They gave him signing of the season. Yeah, they did.
Oh my God.
So no, it's not an oh my God thing. It is the impact. We all knew that last season was shit because of our keeper. Terrible. Are you getting where I'm coming from? Now, going back to this, I actually was on the same page with you with words. Then as soon as Gilbert mentioned Isak, my brother, that's the flop of the season. No argument about it. You pay 150 million, he comes in. Okay, yes, he gets unlucky. You look at the statistics. He starts how many games? Even the games he played, I saw a couple of them. Nothing to write home about. Nothing to write. There are some guys that you see, they come from injury. They might not get that goal, but you see the goal, you see the game, you see the intensity. Isak just looks like a shadow. It just looks like he added 10 years overnight. He became a 35-year-old player that had made a shitload of money and doesn't know what to do with it anymore. So, for me, as Gilbert mentioned, Isak, no, trust me, Isak is the flop of the season by a country.
I disagree though. I don't agree with you guys, but I'll let you
I don't say let's put that in.
That's okay. All right. We're almost wrapping. Let's go. Okay. We're leaving last season behind. We're moving on to the next season. In the next season, I want you all to put your manager hat on, and we're going to go around the table. How will you improve your team? We'll start with Yinka. Yinka, I want you to put your Maresca hat on for City and tell us how you improve City.
So in terms of signing, yeah, it depends on the exits at City. I don't know who will leave. Yeah, so that will determine who will be brought in. Yeah, but right now you need a Rodri deputy or or somebody that will come in if Rodri is not playing and be at Rodri's level. Unfortunately, Kovacic and Nico Gonzalez, they're not cutting it. Yeah, that's one. 2, I can remember at the beginning of season I predicted that Tijani Reinders will probably be the player of the season. Yeah, I don't know what has happened there. I did. I don't know what has happened there. That guy was by far the best player in Serie A last year or 2 seasons ago. Yeah. I don't know what happened. And there's still now that Bernardo Silva is leaving, right? It is either you give the keys to Reinders or you go get someone else that will play alongside Rodri, hopefully next season. But for me, I think that's where City's major whatever will be. They need to revamp that midfield. Yeah. And hopefully also in defense, they need to get in a centre back and a right back. Right back because they've been deputizing Matthias Nunes there forever. He's never been a right back. Yeah. They need a right back, they need a centre back, and they need to sort out their midfield. That front line is fine. that front line is sorted. Doku,
Semenyo,
Shirky, Semenyo, Haaland. You can't get better than that. I'm sorry, you can't. But in terms of midfield and defense, they need to do stuff in there.
Okay, we'll come back to you for Arsenal, but let's go to Gilbert for Chelsea.
So Chelsea, two major buys. Center forward, not because we don't have a good one, but because we just need somewhere that is going to be a 25 goal a season striker. And definitely center back. All these shallow buy, this one come, this one is injured. Nah, man. So we need a proper, like how was that Brazilian chap that left?
That you have.
They're there, they're decent, but they're not gonna. You know how I always tell people, I say when you play a game, look at it from a player's perspective. If I'm a center forward and I'm going to Stamford Bridge tomorrow, there's no fear in the world. Do you get what I mean?
The Bassi doesn't.
Exactly. Do you understand? No, let me tell you the truth. As crazy as Bassi is, if I'm a center forward, I'm going to think of Bassi. I won't sleep because I know that mad boy is going to follow me and bully and hit me and do everything he has.
Absolutely.
That's what you want. When I see all those Chelsea guys, I'm like, nobody's going to be the guy with them is thinking, Tosin. I don't start with you, Tosin. But, I'm like, nah. So we do need a center back that is, a dogged center. And I think this guy knows that. So let's see. Number 9. Yeah. That's it. Okay. The other boys, Tolu, they can pull their weight.
Tolu said 8. It's very hard to find 8. It's hard to find 8 impactful players, but this is your job as the manager. So how would you fix?
Okay.
How would you improve your team?
Okay, so number 1, we need a revamp. We all can agree we don't have any midfielders at all. Casemiro has gone. Basically, as far as I'm concerned, we only have one midfielder standing. Okay, I don't call
I'm sorry. Was I the only one that heard that? You don't have midfielder, but you have the player of the year in 3 different places.
Okay, so that's what I was going to. Calm down. Calm down. That's where I was going to.
I'll show you.
That's where I was going. Calm down. So that's where I was going to.
Okay, keep going.
No, that's where I was going to. So now, on paper, as far as I'm concerned, playable that make a lot of sense is just Bruno and what's this young boy's name?
Maino.
Yeah, Kobe Maino. Okay. Of course, as far as I'm concerned, Ugarte is trash. He has to go. Cass has gone.
Very good.
Yeah, Cass has gone. We were already threadbare in the midfield in the first place, so let's not forget that. It's one of the reasons why Amorim had to go. I would say 3. 2 CDMs and maybe an 8. Okay, to complement Maino. Okay. We're assuming that Bruno Fernandes will go next season too with no injuries. So I'm looking at 3 midfielders coming in. Left back, we don't talk about left back well enough. Luke Shaw performed this year because it was a World Cup year. Next year is not going to be a World Cup year, so trust me, I'm not going to rely on him. And he's already old, so let's go there. Dogu that was bought in to deputize for him. We all know Dogu is a midfielder, so trust me, we need a number 3, a left back. The right backs, we have 2 guys that are good servants. But if you want to get to the level that Arsenal is, you're not going to rely on them. So the reality is that we need a right back, if you ask me. Then, as I said,
that wasn't Mike. It was a mistake.
Calm down. I'm being objective here. And then the last one is that, of course.
No. Let me tell you guys one scary thing. Look, let me tell you. So just for 1 second. Let me tell you one scary thing. I watched the documentary once where they were talking about different players and how people that grew up in England and all that football, and they kept asking them who is the scariest right back to go up against one-on-one. Do you know who everybody kept mentioning? The right back people sold. No, the right back they sold.
No, that guy. What's that guy's name?
The black boy. Yes.
Yeah. What's that guy? Wan-Bissaka. Yeah.
They said if Wan-Bissaka is marking you, you will hate yourself.
Defensively is very good.
No.
So I'm trying to say that this your servants of this thing and this thing about this thing. It's
okay. No. So hear me out. Football has changed. So Wan-Bissaka, it was never an argument. One-on-one, he's one of the most difficult people to play against. But his progressive football is 0 shit. He can't even string a decent pass going forward. Are you getting it? If he gives the pass forward, they give it back to him, he doesn't know what to do with it again. That's why he had to go. Okay? Now, my own argument is if you just get one, somebody decent. How many times now, you can remember at the beginning of the season when Ahmad was deputizing in that position, sure you get. When we looked at the progression of the football, Ahmad is not a defender at all, but he looked as if he was even more solid than the defenders we had in that position. So for me, the two fullbacks is a must. 3 midfielders, a must. If you say you cannot give me 8 players, please give me one decent backup keeper. Then we can take it from there. But trust me, we need a striker. Whether you like it or not, we do need a striker. So that's 7 people.
Okay. All right. So that's 3 strikers, but we're gonna move on.
7 people.
Yeah, 7 people. 7 people.
Okay. I'm gonna do Liverpool. You know, Baba won't go on shopping spree. Anyway, so I think Liverpool has a very good backup goalkeeper. So I think they're already. I don't know if he can step up when Alisson leaves, but what they don't have, and this was before Konate left. They didn't have good young deputy for Van Dijk. And Van Dijk, since the injury, has not been the same guy. Right. So they need to figure out who is going to take over from Van Dijk. In my own opinion, Yinka, we talked about this, instead of being indulgent after winning the league and spending 300 million on 2 players, they should have figured out who is going to be a long-term goalkeeper. Like I said, they have a good backup, but long-term center back, they didn't do that. But this is not my club. It is what it is. Kirkes, I don't want to over-index on this, but I think is the opposite of Wan-Bissaka. Like, who do you fear the least when you're going up against him? Everybody will say Kirkes. He is scared of you when you're coming at him. You know, like one of the most fascinating things I saw this season was when Bournemouth, they came from Bournemouth, right? He's the one from Bournemouth, not Brentford. He came from Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth.
When Liverpool played Bournemouth and his own former teammates were targeting him, you know, and this guy was almost in tears. Like, he could not handle it. Anyway, you know, it looks small. It's just the wrong buy. Right, whoever brought him in, hopefully, is out the door with slots. That was
watch awful. Iraola turn him into prime,
and that may be what was missing. That may be what was missing. And then on the other side, Frimpong, right? They said Trent could not defend, which is true. Frimpong doesn't even try. Like Trent would put himself in a position, and then the ball would go past him, and then we'll all laugh, ha ha ha. Frimpong would be up front when he's supposed to be defending. He doesn't even try. So I'm like, are we just going to play 90 minutes with a whole right back? What is the plan here? So they need a right back, they need a left back. That midfield, something has to happen. Szoboszlai needs to stop being, no, not him. It's not his fault. They need to stop deploying him as that one-man midfield against everybody else. Grabbing back needs to come back to form. McAllister needs to come back to form, and they need other people to join them. Wirtz, I'm not going to go too crazy on him. We've already talked too much. Look, the talent is there. Let's see what he does at the World Cup. Just play him in the right position. Play him in his right position. Now, up top, I don't know. Achilles is a tough injury. But this, you know, Ekitike is young enough. Hopefully, he can come back. Everybody's coming back now these days. But you've heard the stories about Isak. They're saying he has some real deep structural problems with his body. So we don't know. Is he ever going to be the guy he was before? We don't know. And then there's a big gaping hole with Mo Salah leaving. And they have nothing for that. You know, they have nothing for that. So I don't know what they do with that. So they need to figure out who's going to be on the right. They never really replaced Mane. Gakpo is not the replacement. So that's still missing. So that sounds like 8 to Tolu's point.
As you're talking about Liverpool now,
yeah,
I'm telling you, if we do 1 to 5 of the flops of the season, they're all Liverpool players.
Dang.
Kirkes, Frimpong, Wirtz, Isak, they all Liverpool players. I've even forgotten about Frimpong.
Yeah, McAllister was awful.
But can I say something? Yinka, in as much as I agree with you, don't forget, last season when those guys were coming in, these were prime targets. Yes. If I remember, Man U was all over the place for Frimpong and well, even like if we can get just these two guys.
The more reason why the flop is massive. Do you get my point? These were people that were. Kekers was arguably the best left back while playing for Bournemouth the season before.
Yeah.
Frimpong was on fire at Leverkusen. Same thing with Yert. Same thing. Do you understand? So they like bought 5 or 6 players, and 4 of them, in my opinion, they flopped.
Only Ekitike worked, you know?
Only Ekitike. And Ekitike, they didn't even bank on him to work now. That's the funny part.
No, it was for the future.
It was for the future.
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay. We have to do Arsenal. Between Yinka and me, you know, as the Arsenal fans.
Can we just mull over that one quickly, please? Can we just mull over that one quickly, please? Can we just mull over that?
Don't worry. We won't, you know. This is like first world problems, you know. It's like when you have the most beautiful house on the street and then they say, how do you improve it? You know?
Shut up and move on, my friend.
So let's solve our first world problem. How do what do you do when your woman is already the most beautiful woman? You know, what do you do?
Yes.
You can't upgrade
I know.
You know?
I don't know. Let me start by saying my biggest worry is who is my backup goalkeeper?
No, that is actually a great point. And Yinka, to your point about you need to define what does it mean for Manchester United to be back? What's the role of a backup goalkeeper? When you have this guy is the world record holder for signings, 72 million, right? We got him for 5 million. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. His days as a Spanish international is over. But I won't say because of one mistake or 1.5 in a final that it wasn't the right idea. Who else that is any good wants to come and sit behind the best goalkeeper in the division?
No, Akin, you're right. So what I meant by that is I understand part of his clause is if any other person comes with a 5 million offer, we have a gentleman's agreement that he can go if they will give him first choice. Or else I'll keep him as my backup. I don't have a problem with him at all. He can't get better than that as a backup, right? I'll take his mistakes and everything. It's still all right, right? So I was just joking with the backup, actually. So I think Arsenal need to sort the left side of attack issue. Yeah.
Okay.
Trossard and Martinelli are not at the level. They are backup players at best. Yeah. Let me put it that way.
On a championship winning team.
On a championship UCL winning ambition type of team.
That's fair.
Yeah. So you need to do something there. Yeah. I know you have been talking about Vinny. There's what's his name? Yildiz and all those whoever, right? So you need to sort out that left side of attack. That's 1. 2, Norgard, who is the new Jorginho, that mentality needs to change. You don't need an old backup. You need someone that you can look at Declan Rice and say, we're playing Wolves. Declan, sit your ass on the bench. Yeah. And play someone else. Yeah. In that position. So something tells me that might be Zubimendi next season with Lewis Kelly's advent and is moving into the midfield. But Zubimendi faded because, like I told you, this is the first proper season of football the guy is having in his life. Yeah. But he's still a fantastic CDM. So in my opinion, you need at least one person that can still play, that hybrid that can play the 6 and play the 8. Would
you get the player I hate the most in world football, Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle?
So I actually understand this Tonali that they're after.
I like Tonali.
So I understand this Tonali that they're after, right? And also then you need a right back. Back because Ben White, I love him, but Ben White is now a shadow of himself.
Yeah, he's finished as a top level player.
And I don't even mind if you keep him in the squad as a squad player. Yeah. But Mosquera, right back, nah. He can do a job.
Say more. Why not?
Mosquera is a centre back. Mosquera is your backup for the 2 people.
As a backup?
No. He can play. He can play right back, but not at the level that you will want. So I think Arsenal need a backup if you notice the way the team is set up, it's the only defender that can play multiple positions is Gabriel. So I think Arteta is going to go get another right back that can play right back, play centre back, play left back. Okay. There are some names that have popped up, but I won't talk about those now. So I think that's what Arsenal need.
Okay.
They don't need a new striker. They just need.
I'm very surprised.
Before you say they don't need a striker.
Yinka,
you don't have striker. You say you don't need a striker. What are you saying?
Okay.
You are the one that said there's nobody there that is scoring 20 goals a season, and you don't want
to. Can I quickly say this? I quickly say this? Right. The kind of people that I would say you would want to get, there's none of them available right now. Alvarez ain't walking through that door.
Why not?
So you don't buy a striker for buying striker purposes. So what you should do is get an LM, right, that can play up front, that is mobile, that is fleet-footed, that can play up front, if you get what I mean. Not necessarily go and get another striker. You already have... Do you get? That's what I think, though. But you guys... I hear you.
I hear you, but I don't agree with the fact... You know what we say? It's all fantasy. We're hoping we can always get what we want, right? So the idea is, what do you need? Right? And to say you don't need a striker, I don't understand.
Go and get that Thiago.
It can't last to.
Go and get the Thiago that we just talked about. Go and get him.
That's we call. Oh, see me yourself now. Give 100 million, you go get.
But Yinka, why not?
Nah, beans.
Yinka, why not?
So I know your life won't change.
So I'll tell you this again. It goes back to style of play. Unless you're going to revamp the way you play altogether, right? It goes back again to style of play. You already have two strikers that have not there. You might look at them, you think they're similar physically, but their style of play is completely different.
They're very different. Right? They're very different.
So what I'm saying is, if you're going to get
Gyökeres,
if you're not even a striker per se,
but that's the man of Arteta's dream. That's the problem.
Arteta's first choice striker is Havertz. It's not Gyökeres.
You know why? Because he doesn't have a striker. That's the point we're making now, guys. If he had was Haaland, you think Pep's style of football was not using false nine all that?
It was.
When he saw real striker, how much you build? You build around a guy that can win you league games, everything together. So my point is.
So let me rephrase this, right?
Okay.
The mold of player that Gabi Jesus was, because he's a shadow of himself right now. I would rather, that's why I said Alvarez. If Alvarez walks in today, of course, I'll take it.
It's the perfect player.
You need somebody that can create for himself, not somebody that needs service to function. That's what I think Arsenal need up front. That's why I said, if I can have an LM that can hybrid as that kind of striker, all well and good. But I would say, if you ask me right now, that what is more critical, left winger or striker up front, I would go left winger.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I agree.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant, Gilbert.
Yeah, Yinka,
if we get a good striker, we'll get him.
Yinka, we have to be honest, right?
Yes.
So the reason, to me anyway, the reason Arsenal winning this league is so amazing, 7 points and all that, is because they're two best attacking players on paper, by leadership qualities, by how much you're paying them, barely played and definitely didn't play well. Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka. Arsenal won in spite of them, not because of them, right? So what happens to them next season? I don't believe either of them is leaving. Everybody is saying Odegaard is leaving, I don't believe it. I think
they ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. So I think the injuries and all that, and unfortunately, they're both going to the World Cup, so they're not about to get any rest. So you just have to trust that whatever doctor worked on them did a good job, and with the passage of time, they'll miraculously come back to what they used to be. But your thoughts on that, then we need to move on.
Yeah, so I agree with you. Those two guys, I think they'll come back and play better next season. But going back to what the two critical positions, or the three critical positions for me for Arsenal, it's LM, right? It's center midfield, and it's right back.
Okay.
Anything in addition to those three, it's a bonus. If Mbappe rocks up, I know I'm just using Mbappe hypothetically, not that kind of player. But if a top class striker rocks up, of course I'll take it now.
Okay.
But I don't see that happening.
All right.
Progress.
We're almost done. Final segment / question. Our season predictions for the EPL. All right. So we're going to go around again. You're going to give me your top 6 prediction and the first manager to get sacked. So let's start with Gilbert this time. Your top 6 and the first manager
sacking. Top 6 is too much for me. I don't know.
Do the best you can.
I'm just thinking out loud in my head. So I think clearly the usual suspects will be there again. Arsenal, City. Villa is unspoken, but they're playing and they're looking like they're going to remain there at that level. And I think they'll attract some decent buyers as well. So I could actually leave Villa in there.
Okay.
Liverpool, let me see. Chelsea, listen, the truth is season after season, they'll come back. Liverpool and Chelsea will come back into that fold. It's a given. Let me just tell you. Forget even it's a given. There's so much expectation that it just happens almost naturally. That's the truth.
Okay.
And maybe who's the one outlier? Sorry, Tolu, I know I'm not called Man U, but
I was going to ask.
I was going to say Man U, but honestly speaking, I think if you were telling me somebody that overachieved, it was actually their coach. Because honestly, all that Harry Maguire and co at the back, I'm surprised nobody found them out. Because let's be honest, that's not great. That's not. I expect them to collect. You understand? But okay, I'll help you. If he continues his good thing, then yeah, Man U. That'll be top 6.
Okay, is this a 1 to 6 or just top 6?
No.
Did you give me an order?
Listen, the truth is, I can't give you an order because I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen.
Who's going to win? Who's going to win the league? Give me who's going to win the league. Who's your 1?
You guys don't have it. Forgive me. You have it to win. It's yours to lose, but I don't think you have the strength of this thing to hold it for another. And
don't tell me who is not going to win. Tell me who is going to win.
No, you're the closest to, because every other person has new coaches now. So there's no, I can't just say you just appointed someone yesterday.
It's not a jam question now. Who is going to
win?
Gun to your head. Who will win? Gun to your head. Who's going to win? Say Chelsea, please. Just say Chelsea for the sake of it.
And my mouth will not let me say the other one. My mouth will not let me say the one I think will win.
City or Arsenal? You think Arsenal will win?
I think you guys. That's why I said it's yours to win. It's yours to lose. Okay. Sorry. I think you will.
All right. We're going to move on.
I think everybody else is going to build.
Okay. We're not solving. Tolu, give me yours. Top 6. Oh, sorry. Gilbert, first firing.
I'm going to sack Man U coach, yeah.
Man U. Okay. All right. Sorry, Tolu. All right, Tolu, give us your top 6. God. Top 6 champion first firing.
I'm not going to talk about champion because I'm clearly not interested. Top 6 is the usual suspects: Arsenal, Man City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, and at this point, Aston Villa. That's my top 6.
Okay. You have the same.
First coach to be fired. Carrick won't be the first. He'll be fired probably till the end of the season because they need to prove a point now. You know, the management have made a terrible decision, so they need to stick with it. So he won't be the first. But among the top managers to go, and with history behind it, believe me, Alonso can go. If he doesn't change it overnight, he can go. We all know that. Even at some point, I started thinking that Manchester United was copying the Chelsea model. At some point, I thought they were because it doesn't make any sense. Players no more than 26, this, that. Me, for the simple reason that Manchester United will be like, okay, we screwed up. This one, we're going to sit it out. I don't think they will start Carrick till end of the season. Not just to say, but among the top guys, Iriola too can go for whatever reason.
Doesn't have to be the top guys. It could be a relegated team. Just the first manager to get sacked. It could be anybody.
I want to go with this guy. This guy in Newcastle, what's his name? Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe. Okay, all right.
Yes, because sense. I already from the dynamics of Newcastle, I'm beginning to see that. I'm not sure he's still happy staying there, but I don't know what is going on in Newcastle.
It's
but
a good shout.
First to leave.
It's a good shout, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, Yinka.
So that's
top 6, first to get fired. Your champion.
So my top 6 is similar to everyone's. I was surprised nobody put Spurs in there, especially Gilbert with Pedro Porro. Gilbert Porro at this point. But so it's the same top 6. I think, although I believe it's premature, my position might change based on the window after the window is done. But as it stands right now, the instability for every other person, the only club with stability is Arsenal, right? So I think Arsenal would repeat. Arsenal will win the league again, right? And I'm with Tolu. It's Eddie Howe. I think Eddie Howe is not going to see January. Things are not going well with Newcastle. Things are not going well with Newcastle. Off the pitch, you remember the Anthony Gordon story that we mentioned last season, right? They will finally look for someone to blame, and we all know who's always the first person to blame. Yeah, it's the coach. I don't think it's going to last.
Okay, all right. I will do mine. I think Arsenal will win. I think it will be very close with City because I think Maresca will actually do really well at City. I think if Arsenal don't buy the kinds of players Yinka was talking about, City will have a better squad. That I really do. So I don't think this will be an easy task for Arsenal to repeat. And I don't think City will fall off. Look, Pep is a genius, right? But I think they got the next best thing they can get because they can't get Arteta. I think Maresca is a really good coach. I think Liverpool will be fine with Iraola. They need players, but I think they'll be fine. I think Man U will be fine for one season. Gotti. I think you guys will be fine for one season. I think you're good for one season.
Now you know.
I think you'll be fine for one season. I think Chelsea may not make the top 6. I'm sorry, Gilbert. I think Chelsea may not make the top 6. I'm actually going to put Villa for sure. Villa will be there. Whew. Chelsea's almost
Chelsea playing a game a week will not make top 6.
You the answer.
I was just going to say that. Okay, that's not.
I forgot about the game a week.
So let's put it this way, Gilbert. If that happens.
No, they will.
Just leave Lagos.
I forgot.
I'm not going to sack Alonso if that will happen. Me personally,
I forgot. I forgot they were not in Europe.
I'll carry placard.
Yeah.
A game a season. They had better make top 4.
I forgot the tank, Yinka, my bad. I forgot the tank so they could be out of Europe. You people tanked.
You said no debating. Just talk your own and go. How many you said your own?
Okay. So I think Arsenal will win. I think Eddie Howe is long overdue. I think this is a sacking that could have happened 3 seasons ago, 2 seasons ago, last season. I think it will be the first. If I had to do a second, you can almost guarantee a Fat Frank firing when they come up from Coventry. I'm sorry, Frank Lampard. But I'll stick with Eddie Howe. Okay. I think we've come to the end We've come to the end. We tried. There was some technical issues. First time we've done this 4th thing. Thank you guys. We will have more specials. We will be in studio soon. Hopefully with guests.
Yes. Hopefully
with guests. Thank you, Tolu. Thank you, Gilbert. Thank you, Yinka,
I think we
always.
should do this again, Akin. Let's do this again before the season starts, right? Because then everything would have happened.
I was going to say that this is honestly not fair. Sure, you get it. We will have more objectivity by August 31st. August 31st, trust me. I will tell you this is going to happen. This is not going to happen. But Yeah, so it makes a lot of sense.
We'll make it a
Makes
date then.
sense.
Okay, I'm gonna do one last thing before we wrap. I'm gonna do one last. I'm gonna go Yinka, Gilbert, and Tolu. Tell me who's gonna win the World Cup. No editorial. Just give me who's winning the World Cup.
Croatia.
Croatia?
I just
Yeah, they're going. They're going.
I don't even know if they are going.
They're going.
I don't see.
Croatia. Okay. Gilbert, I'm guessing you're Brazil because of your shirt.
I'm holding myself up since I don't know.
You've been sucking in the tongue.
No, listen, that's heart, no head, by the way.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Tolu, who's yours?
I just going to believe it's going to be somebody, one of these nasty European teams. So I'm going to go with Germany.
It's been a while. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're kind of solid. You see, look, for me, the World Cup has always been, there are favorites. But I feel, I don't want to call France, so I said Germany. But I just want to believe it's going to be one of the European guys.
They've missed World Cup back to back.
Yes, I know now. So, okay.
Anyway, it's okay, sir.
We're talking about predictions now. So we'll see how it's going to be.
Yeah. I'm debating between Spain and France.
But I thought you were going to say US. I thought you were going to say US. Oh no.
Why are you doing this?
I remember myself. This is myself. US.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Okay, but let me say something about the US real quick. Years ago, I told Yinka, that the US would win the World Cup before an African country did. And he wanted to punch me in the face, right? And there's many reasons for it. One, they will qualify for every World Cup. That's number one, because of where they're qualifying from. They have plenty of money. They always have great goalkeepers, except now. That is the big problem now. Now, the US has gone from having...
US before an African country. You didn't say Nigeria.
I did. Exactly. I did say that. But I also said that... I said it 15 years ago, right? I said it 15 years ago. Okay. Things have not gone as I expected. But that's mostly because the goalkeeping is truly horrific.
It's goalkeeping you want to use to win World Cup. It's okay. It's okay. Just moving on swiftly.
I would say you guys don't watch the US.
Yeah, nobody watches.
And it's pretty obvious.
There's nothing to watch there. There's nothing to watch there, please. I beg you.
Did you see Pulisic against Senegal?
You cannot qualify for this World Cup.
Did you see
as a host? You won't have qualified for this World Cup.
Okay. Two things. Did you see Pulisic against Senegal? Did you see him against Senegal? Did you see the goal?
Talking about Pulisic that will break leg once the referee blows the whistle.
How am I going to Pulisic?
And he wanted to talk as if he was talking about one Ronaldo. I don't understand.
Guys, we will come back. Right? We will come back. After the US has done.
You guys are not serious, I beg. I'll keep you close.
Okay. So for me, I have to choose one: Spain or France. France. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Gilbert. Thank you, Tolu. Thank you, Yinka. This was fun. Thank you, fans. Subscribe, like, all the things. We will be back sometime next week with an in-studio episode. We're looking forward to it. Until then, take care of yourselves and goodbye.
Bye, people.
Yeah, take care, guys.